Welcome to the Untrapped podcast, where we're motivated and inspired about success, small business, and personal development. And now, Keith Kalfas.
And we're back with Steve DHondt from PMS. We're the guys. He's the #1 brick paver patio, outdoor luxury living space, landscaper in our whole city in Michigan, Sterling Heights area, bro. He's the guy who made it cool to be a Christian landscaper. Before we do his shop tour, you have to show us this crazy electric truck, bro. What is this?
This is a 2024. It had been sitting in the lot for over a year, and they had it listed for almost $200,000, so they couldn't sell it because they put a lot of money into this. Then they marked it down to $120. They called me and they said, hey, this truck's been sitting, make an offer. I was like, for what? And they said, lease. I said, $500. They're like, no. I was like, okay, well, tell me. And they're like, $750. I was like, how much down? They're like, sign and drive. I was like, deal. So $750 a month, and I don't pay for fuel. It gets about 68 miles to the gallon. It's a little dirty, but not, I mean, I try to keep it pretty clean. You can obviously see I have a drinking problem, which is Evian waters. I try to clear out a lot of those every day. But it's got everything in it.
The screen is crazy.
The screen is crazy. The truck is crazy. Absolutely love this vehicle. I've had over 40 vehicles, and this is my favorite vehicle I've ever owned. My last favorite vehicle was an 03 Hummer. My 03 had a yellow Hummer. It was awesome. And I went to go get the Hummer, and when I sat in this, I was like, I want this in. This has a 550 mile range. So.
And it's full electric.
Full electric.
Dude, it's so sweet. And I love how you got, we're the guys, because I'm from the same city. We're neighbors, and I see his vehicles all over the place. So it's a local market domination strategy, bro. Yeah,
that's what we try to do. We want everybody to know. We do it like this, too, because we want you to see it enough where you eventually look us up. And then you see our trucks enough, and it's just that impression that we get when you... And it's free. I mean, really, this cost me like $300 to letter it and put this little QR code on it. I mean, why would I not do that?
It's brilliant. I love it. I love the color too. Let's get to the shop tour.
Yeah.
Steve has a $6 to $7 million landscape business with 60 employees, and he's saying that 35% of outdoor service businesses probably won't open their doors in 2026. Let's get into this.
Yeah, that's right. 35% of businesses of any sort of home improvement businesses are going to close their doors in 26. The economy is definitely in trouble, and it's very, very important now more than ever to get really intentional on what you put your money in and what you are indebted to in order for you to become untrapped. So again, 35% won't make it into the year 2026. They're going to close their doors. Many of them won't even be able to open the doors in the spring because they're riddled with debt from all this COVID money and all these things that have happened. And that money's all dried up, and people truly are, many people are broke. So it's very, very difficult to make money right now. And it's very important to really get intentional on your efficiencies and the things that you're going to do to make your business survive in 2026.
Bro. So Steve, you've been in business 26 years. You've been through the crash of 2008, highs and lows. I mean, you have real experience. And you were talking about being way more efficient and not carrying too much debt in your business. So what do you mean by that?
So debt's not all a bad thing, right? It's not all debt is bad, but if your debt is basically personal debt, like your beautiful truck and you have the nicest truck in your fleet, then for sure you probably should get rid of that truck, because that payment could be towards something like a dump truck, something that could actually be making you money as opposed to your image and what have you. Another thing I recommend highly, and took your advice on this, was getting software that has automation. So with your contact with your clients, AI. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't like AI, but you have to accept AI if you want to compete against these bigger guys that are coming into the market, because you'll never compete against those guys, even if they're a publicly traded company taking 10%, when they're able to get rid of call centers, they're able to get rid of these places where it's just redundancies. So it's very important to get yourself in a systemized process for your efficiency, like your Jobber software that you use. And I know a lot of guys that use that. I think that's one of the most important things as well, is you have to make your money spread a lot further, especially when there's a bad economy, and get rid of that debt that is more about your pride and your image. Get rid of that stuff because you don't need it.
Bro, that's smart. He's smart, bro.
If you are looking for the greatest software ever to run your business on, go to getjobber.com/Keith. You can create proposals, invoices, collect payments, and track your entire business directly on the Jobber smartphone app. If you want to get a totally free trial of Jobber right now, open your browser, type in getjobber.com/Keith, and after the trial, if you decide to sign up with Keith's link, you'll automatically get 20% off your first 6 months. So what are you waiting for? Go to getjobber.com/Keith.
All right, Steve, so when you say consolidate, can you go further, and what do you mean by that?
So consolidation is twofold, in my opinion. Consolidation is your debt. So getting your debt in order, and then also getting your services in order as well. So if you're offering all these services that you don't do every day, how are you going to be efficient at it if you don't do it every day? How are you guys going to be able to show up to a job site, do the job that you're requiring them to do that they don't do every day? So that's my point, is there's some of the services that we all offer you probably shouldn't offer anymore because they've never made you money in the first place. And now is the most important time, again, to be intentional on what you do, intentional on what you buy, intentional on the bills that you have. And the bills that you do need bills, but what bills do you need and what bills can you consolidate and get rid of?
In the beginning of my business, bro, I offered so many services. Any employees I hired were stressed out because every day they were doing a different service, and it was a nightmare, bro.
And then you're stuck trying to figure it out with them over the phone and trying to be in a million different places. That's the hardest part. Because then how are you able to do your job when you got a phone call every 5 minutes? Hey, Keith, what do I do now? Hold on, I'm in the middle of something right now. Let me help you figure this out. So then you're not able to do your job. They're not able to do their job. Nobody's making money, and the client's probably not that happy because the service isn't that good.
Wow. I love it. So, in all honesty, the economy going up and down, people afraid of the future, you're one of the most abundant mindset people I've ever met. I mean, like, you always have something you're working on, that you're moving forward confidently. So it seems to me you have a very healthy relationship with fear. So consolidating, being efficient and all that, how do you work those things out? What's the conversation going on in your head?
Well, a lot of it's prayer, to be honest. Last year, I knew we were in a recession. So that was something that everybody that I was saying that to, close to my team, were like, no, we're not. It's like, we are in a recession. We're already in a recession. It's just they rebranded what a recession meant. And we noticed that throughout the whole year compared to 23, 24. Well, this year, everybody knew what we were working with this year. And I feel like when you know what your obstacle or your challenge is, it gives you confidence because you know that you have choices. So instead of being blindsided with, oh, we're in a recession and what do I need to do? I need to fire sale everything. You can plan things. You can really get intentional. Again, like this year was about hours. I can't have guys working 60, 70 hours a week anymore. The money's not there to do that, and I love that we're able to do that most years, but this year I had to look at hours. 50 hours, 10 hours overtime, 15 hours overtime, that's all we could do. But the guys also understood that as well.
When you talk, I see metaphors and pictures, like you have the river banks, then the river rushing through it. So you said, when you say recession, I think of constraints, so it's constricting, but then you're getting more streamlined and single file, consolidating.
Yeah.
So you're adapting and you see it for what it is.
Right.
So, so when you know what you're up against and you're not sticking your head in the sand, then you can be more proactive, which you are.
And you can plan. You don't have to be reactive, you can actually do things like, I can say, all right, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and you're not forced to do it. Just like if anything, like if you go buy a car and you need that car today, do you think you're going to get the best deal on it?
No.
What if you go to get that car and you can care less if you get it or not?
If you're the buyer, Dan Sullivan has a book, Always Be the Buyer. It's amazing. You have the advantage.
So the same applies. Knowing what you're up against and then also planning what you're going to do makes it very easy to navigate through the water so you're not, reactionary. And when you just become reactionary, then you're selling things, you're doing things just to make it by and then hoping that you're going to make it through to the next test.
Very wise. Sitting at this table right here, Steve has Bible study sometimes. Is that Thursday night? We sat at this table.
Yeah.
It was amazing, bro.
I can't wait to do it again. He did bring up that we were going to do Bible study again, so I'm going to hold him to that, and he's going to hold the Bible study.
I'm going to hold the Bible study.
And you can hold it here, wherever you want.
Let's do it at the new coffee shop that just opened.
Love it.
Bible study it is. So, Steve, there's no doubt that you've been through all types of growing pains, and growth can be painful, but lesson is repeated until lesson is learned. Here's a vulnerable question I want to ask you that a lot of people would love to ask you. When you're growing your service business, it feels like you're being ripped apart at the seams because you got to be at the dinner table for your family. Yeah, if you make your word to a client, you have to make it. But if you have employees, so your word keeps stacking. And if anything, if there's any hiccups or something takes longer than expected, now it's a domino effect where you got people mad at you and upset with you. And some people, when they try to grow their business, they experience that. They're like, well, I'm a good person and I have integrity. And when their word starts to break because they made too many promises, the pain of that is so painful, especially in family. If you can't make it to the dinner table and you're like, but, when people don't want to hear excuses. The pain is so bad that they retreat and go back to playing small. How do you deal with that, bro?
I think it's a tough one because it is easy to get comfortable, right? And say, you know what, this is as far as I'm going to go, or you retreat. I definitely have done that, but in the end, all you're going to do is have regret because you didn't do what you really set out to do, and then you settled, and now you're just trying to live this existence of comfort and all these things when you truly are not even living to your potential. So for me, it's constantly being engaged. It's constantly getting punched in the face and having to rechange my plans and do the things that I'm doing. But getting hurt, I think, is part of the process. It's just a matter of being able to get back up, being able to dust yourself off, and go at it even some more. You're going to miss times at the dinner table. You're going to miss time with your family, especially if you own a business. It's going to take everything for you to make it all work. But I really believe that that'll take you to the next level of manhood, in my opinion.
So if you can't, say you have a small landscape business and you have a job that's got to be done by Thursday because you have to start this other job by Friday and there's a hiccup or materials are late or something, and yet you had a family event to be to and you're looking at your guys there on the you're crunching all the math and you're like, if I'm at this family event, it's literally going to cost me $3,500 or in some case $35,000, which I can't afford right now. And so you'd be like, I'll miss or be late to the family event. Now, or you can show up to the family event and just watch your business sink like a ship, and now you're breaking your word with these people. So that's what I'm talking about.
Well, you got to handle your business, and I don't know the exact verse. You can look it up in the Bible, but a man who can't provide for his family is better off never even being born. So your job as head of household is to provide for your family by any means necessary. So if that means missing time that you should be with your family to do the work that you set out to do and the work you promised, you have to honor your commitments, and your commitments to your clients, people that are paying you for your service. That's what happens in the first part of your business for sure. I mean, it's going to happen. And to provide for your family, the sacrifices, the blood, sweat, and tears, I mean, you've went through it. I've watched you go through it as well. You've had to give up. There's times that you have to do those things, and it's really just evaluating what if it's Thanksgiving, well, there'll be another Thanksgiving, hopefully, God willing. But I'm not going to tell you to miss, your wedding or your anniversary or something like that. But there's things you're going to have to miss. There's things that you're going to have to do to make sure that your bills are paid and that you keep a roof over your family.
I love it.
I created a group called the Untrapped Alliance where we go live every other Wednesday night in a controlled environment. I'm sick of scrolling on social media. I'm sure you are too. Let's get focused on our businesses. We already started the group, so if you join at keithkalfas.com/alliance, you can get access to the replays. And the bonus is we're gonna have special guest experts who run multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses. They're gonna come on and teach us how to do sales, marketing, persuasion, close higher ticket jobs. These are people who got their shit together. And I'm really excited to have them on. Go to keithkalfas.com/alliance. I'll see you on the Wednesday night call. Let's go.
The 5-year itch. There's a point around the 5-year mark where a lot of outdoor service business owners, they're not experiencing the level of success they hope they would have, and they're running into all these challenges and they start getting upset. They get angry, they get frustrated, and then they go into apathy where they feel like they want to get out of their business and I got to do something else. Maybe there's a different business. And if you can make it past that point, bro, just talk about that, bro.
The 5-year-ish.
Because you seem to have fallen in love with your business over and over. Like in between these takes, dude, he loves his business and he's excited about what you are offering to customers. Like, how do you do that for 26 years?
Well, same thing. The first 5 years is 100% accurate. You get where it's like, I should have been here and I'm not here. How am I not here? This is what I set my goals. But goals are really unattainable when you don't have any systems in place and it's just you. So again, going back to the efficiencies is like when you start putting the things in place and you start putting the right people in place and you get behind the people that are doing these things for you, it's exciting to be in their success as well. So when you see them succeed, you see them happy. And for me, even everything, like the girls in the office, I would watch them. I think we talked about this a few years ago. They would leave and they'd have paperwork stacked on their desk and they're never done. And I would always say, well, so no big deal. You can just do it tomorrow. How horrible is it to go home and know that all that stack of work is all going to be there for you tomorrow along with everything else? So it's my job, how I look at it, is to help the people that are helping my clients by being able to do their job efficiently and effectively. And how I do that is back them up with resources, back them up with myself, anything I can do for them to make their jobs easier and better and put them in a better mind state. That's what my job is. And that's what gets me excited, is training new people, bringing in new blood and helping them understand the process, along with creating a lifestyle for them that most of the people that I work with never thought was even possible for them.
So instead of running around ragged trying to make all your clients happy, I've heard this saying before that your team, your employees become like your internal customers. But the way I see that you interact with your employees and your team, it's almost like they're co-collaborators.
Yeah, they're way smarter than me, highly sophisticated individuals that you just have to get behind and really realize that you didn't put these people in place for no reason. You put them in place because you saw something in them that you probably didn't see in yourself. So for me, again, like what you just said, I like to get behind people. I like to see people in their successes. I also don't mind when they fail. And I don't mind when they fail, meaning I'll let them fail. Because if they don't fail, then they're always going to be on the phone. Hey, Keith, what do I do next? Hey, Keith, what do I do next? Go ahead and do what you got to do next. If you make a mistake, we'll make it right. That's the whole point. And then usually when you have really good people, they don't like to make mistakes over and over again, even if they're hourly, salary, it doesn't matter. We're going to pay you to redo the job, but nobody wants to do that. So everybody here wants to be better, and it's because of the leadership, and it's not just my leadership, it's the leadership team that we've put together. And they've allowed me to really take a step out of serving the client, and now I get to serve them. So I get to serve them, and then they go serve the client. So if they have a problem, an issue in their life, and I know this is a good one, leave your personal stuff at home. Yeah, right. How's anybody going to leave? You're going to live two separate lives where At home, it's a nightmare, and at work, it's great. You're bringing your problems from work, or from home to work. So for me, I got to help them with their problems at home too. Because if I don't help them with their problems at home, then they're going to have problems at work. And then the problems at work are going to affect our company. So it's advantageous for me to be helpful regardless, just because I want to be helpful, but it also helps our business move past and thrust past situations, and we don't get stuck where when it was just me, we were constantly stuck. I had the same issues. So back to what your point of the 5-year itch, consistently look at your business. Look at the people that you have, look at the people that you want to have, and help develop the people that are there to be who you want them to be. And that means helping them, resources, money, tools, equipment, whatever it is that they need to do their job at top ability. That's what you should be investing your money in, not your personal truck, not all these other things. Invest in them, and the money will come because they'll serve your client.
Oh, so culture, it's a people business. You just happen to do outdoor patios and living spaces.
It doesn't matter your business. It is a people business. Every business that requires people is a people business. And if you take care of your people will take care of your clients every single time. And when they don't, you'll be surprised the next person that steps up. Because your bench, I always say, apply it to baseball, your bench, if you have a deep bench, somebody might take a step back. There's 4 people moving forward. So when you have that, that's when you know you have to continue and push forward for them. So for me, if I wanted to be done, I could be done with my business now and say, you know what, I'm going to ride off into the sunset. I don't want to do that. I love what I do. I love the people I do it with, and I genuinely have a love for the people that I do it with. It's an honor to work with these people. They make me a better man, a more stand-up man, a better family man, a better businessman, a better leader. And I'm watching them lead. I'm watching them do these things as well. So of course it's going to make me better. I can't be the one steering the ship and having meltdowns and acting like a fool and acting on emotions and being reactive to everything. I have to just pause and be still, wait, think, and then help people what the real problem is. Because a lot of times they're not going to tell you the real problem too, what we were talking about earlier. A lot of times it's just listening, and then eventually the real problem comes out. And then you have to really figure when you get that problem, it's really how you tackle that problem and tackle it together with the people that you love, which is the people you work with.
Well, that's a mature answer. It's amazing, bro.
Hey, Untrapped podcast listeners. You transform properties, but getting consistent clients can be tough. How do you get more eyes on your amazing outdoor services? Footbridge Media specializes in helping contractors like you dominate your local market online. They build professional, optimized websites that convert visitors into leads, handling everything from design and SEO to review management. Stop being trapped by a lack of leads. Grow your home service business with a strong online presence. Open your browser and visit footbridgemedia.com/Keith today.
Dude, we're in the shop space where all the equipment is, bro. What's it about in here, Steve?
So Alejandro, Todd, and Ricardo. Alejandro is our main foreman out in the field, and then in the wintertime, he comes in and he helps Todd. He goes through all the equipment, everything you're gonna start seeing coming back to this shop so it can be serviced for next year. So we're already working on stuff for next year, so we're ready. As soon as the weather changes, we're ready to hit the ground running. So all these saws that you see, and I don't even think there's saws just everywhere. So all the saws, all the small equipment, the trucks, you're gonna start seeing this. Here's another one of our Sprinter vans.
Everywhere.
They're doing oil changes.
What's your step?
Todd, what's that stuff that I ordered for you for the gears, the rear? You're doing the rears on something, or what are we doing? differential fluid. So again, that's why you have smart people like that know that you need to. I wouldn't even know.
He's the genius mechanic guy you were telling me about?
Him and Ricardo, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys he used to work on garbage trucks, but definitely he used to work on stuff that was just way beyond this. This is, from when you work on a garbage truck, everything breaks every single day. So here, he likes it. That's his service truck. We just put this new lift in, which we're really happy about. So now we can lift any one of our trucks. That went in last week. So this lift can lift any one of our trucks, so it makes it a lot easier for us to be able to get underneath the vehicle. So they're cleaning and doing everything. You can see a lot of this smaller equipment is starting to make its way back. Buggies, and this place, you will not even be able to drive in it once all the equipment is here.
Bro, a TXL 2000?
This is a 2000. This is where everything happens. It's kind of cool to see everything. I would say within the next week, this whole place will be filled full of equipment. Because all of this stuff, we do it all at the same time.
Bro, a lot of landscapers are scared to buy a single piece of equipment in their first few years of their business, and you just got $100,000 and $150,000 trucks all over the place and equipment and all this stuff. These aren't old rust bucket trucks. What is your relationship with your intuition versus the math versus the fear or the headroom? Like, what are you thinking when you're moving at so much momentum? Because I'm momentum here. I can feel it.
So it used to be math. It used to be really just about math. And then again, once I stopped out of doing the quoting and being lost with the customers and focusing on my people, I want to give my people the absolute best equipment you could possibly have. So I remember when I was in this business working for somebody, I had ragtag stuff, especially when I started even on my own. I never had this type of equipment. How much more efficient and effective are you when you have not only the right equipment, you have the best equipment, and your guys see it? Your people know that you're willing to invest any amount of money to make sure that they have a quality of life on the job, protecting them, their safety, their backs, what have you, putting them in nice vehicles that these are nicer vehicles than my vehicle. So that's when I was saying to you earlier, if you have the nicest vehicle in your fleet, on your personal vehicle, you're doing something wrong. This is where you should be investing the money. If I need another truck and I don't have the money, I'm getting rid of that truck and I'm getting one of these trucks, because this truck can make me a lot more money than that truck can, by a lot. So it's more intuition now, just because, and the math does make sense, trust me, because those horse trailers, I was replacing $15,000 trailers every single year. Now these trailers will last forever. I mean, they do. I've had school buses hit one of them.
So you have super heavy duty equipment that can withstand a beating.
Yep.
Versus going cheap. So the buy nice or buy twice.
Yeah.
Because like, why do you that's a 5500 series truck? I wouldn't even think, like, what is this better than a 350? It's obvious, but what made you come up to the epiphany that you need to start buying these bigger trucks?
I wanted to have trucks that were just below CDL at max. Now what we're working on is getting everybody a CDL, because eventually I'd like to have everybody running around in those $300,000 Volvos. Then everyone could be self-sufficient. But at this point, because we have chauffeurs licenses and we want to max out our chauffeur's license, that's the whole point, is I can take 5 yards of gravel, 5 yards of stone. I could take 3-4 pallets of brick if I need it in here. I can do a lot with this truck if needed, and I can put 6 guys in that truck if I need to. We only are doing 3, but let's say one of the trucks goes down, I can take a crew, put them with that crew, and they can work on a job together, so I don't have a crew that doesn't have a place that they can't go. Well, if I had 2 trucks go down, I would just have 2 bigger crews for a few days until we got those trucks back up and going.
Love it. Leads me to the final question. So we're talking about consolidating, being efficient. With all that being said, how does somebody run their business? Like, when you're putting your 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake at the same time, it's very stressful. Sure. Because you want to mitigate risk. How are you navigating that?
Well, in this climate, it's different than what it was obviously during 2020 through 2024. Now, when I look at something, I look at what I'm buying, and then what will that do for our company, whether it be assisting the guys, helping the job get done quicker, safer. So not being scared in what I'm buying, it's just what I'm buying has to make sure it makes sense. It has to make dollars, it has to make sense, it has to be efficient, it has to be something that is a positive asset for the company. And that's why I don't have a hard time investing. Like in my personal life, I have a really hard time spending money. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I've been to your house. It's very modest and very plain and simple. And it's like, you live here? This is...
Well, I tell people, I'm not rich. My business is, but I'm not. I get paid a salary at my business, and I get paid well. You're a good steward, man. But I'm not, just because this is my business doesn't mean I'm just going to take the money. And that allows my business to be able to make moves, because I don't have my business choked out on my personal debt, because I don't have personal debt. So that's the point, is it allows me to make moves when no one else is making moves, because I'm not strapped in debt, because I'm trying to live a lifestyle that I want everybody to look at me and go, wow, that guy's really doing well, or wow, that guy, look at, he has this or he has that. I have nothing when in terms of personally. I mean, I could care less, but when it comes to my business, I want to invest. It excites me to invest. When I invest personally, it's hard for me to do it because it just doesn't justify the spend. But obviously you got to give your family a quality of life, and for me, I have a rule. I want to give my kids everything they need and some of the things they want. Not all the things they want, but in my business, if you want something and you can show me that it's going to help us, I'm investing. I'm always investing in our business.
So this is one final bonus question is, at the end of the day, somebody would look at somebody as successful as you have. You've built this thing. How do you believe in yourself so much? Some people don't have problems just believing themselves, to getting themselves to take the leap of faith.
So a lot of it is trusting God, trusting that God is going to provide for you, and he's going to put you in situations that he's not going to give you everything that you pray and ask for until you're ready to receive it. Because a lot of times if he gave it to you too early, you're going to squander that. So I'm not very...
If he gave it to you too early,
you destroy it. You're not ready for it. So you can believe in yourself, but believe in God, believe in the fact that he'll answer your prayers. Don't just be busy, just being busy. Do things that are going to move your company to another level, move your people that are in your company to another level. Give your clients an experience that you would want if you were hiring somebody, where you go, there's nothing I would change about this. This was amazing. And when you get to that pinnacle, then you can really start to make money in your company, because people will pay you more to solve their problems for them. And the more seamless the problem is to be solved, the more money you'll make, which that means you can share more money with the people that are in your company, so they can all make a very good living.
You're not picking up on all this. Like you outcare the competition. You care so much. Man, I could interview this guy for 3 hours. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about this. Leave a comment below for Steve. I'm going to make sure he goes and answers some of the comments. I'll put links to our previous Shop Tour Series interviews with Steve in the links below. Brother, it's been an honor. It's been a privilege. Thank you so much.
You're a blessing to so many of these guys out here, Keith, and you're inspirational. You're I'm telling you, watching you is not just inspirational to me. I can't imagine all the other people that you touch. What you see with this guy is what you get. Everything you see on camera is the truth. He's not any different than when this camera goes off. He's vulnerable. He loves people. I vouch for this man. I would put my life on it. This man is one of the best men you'll ever meet in your life, and it's an honor and a privilege to know you.
Thank you, bro.
I mean that, 1,000%.
Thank you.
Wow.
Hey, I hope you liked the show. And if you like the Untrapped podcast and you get value from it,
can you please take a minute and go over to Spotify and leave it a well-worded positive 5-star review? It helps boost the rankings on Spotify so the show can get to more people. Therefore, these messages can get out to more people and inspire more people so then they can go out and start their small businesses and crush it and get to the next level. It's a huge deal. All right, I'll see you in the next show.